Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Tech Frenzy. And wow, I got a lot of cat hair on me. I didn't realize. That being said, I just ended up posting something on X, and I want you guys to see it because boy, oh boy, is this a beautiful chart. Take a look at this. I think you guys are going to like this. SoFi people, at least. Upstart has been in the game of loan originations for other institutions since they've been around. That's their business. They use artificial intelligence to find a user, usually in the lower income stream, lower FICO, I should say, riskier borrower. And unlike the ability for most banks to go out and originate, underwrite and understand a user, Upstart says, hey, but our technology is going to be our differentiator, that people are going to prefer our underwriting abilities over their own bank. And then SoFi came out and said, hey, our reputation on Wall Street is amazing. Our underwriting is amazing. There is a flight to quality. You remember that line from earnings? They said it multiple times that the buyers of these loans, we saw a flight to quality. And so I said before earnings, I said, Upstart is most likely going to have smashing earnings because we saw Lending Club have smashing earnings. We saw SoFi have smashing earnings. And Upstart is in the exact same game. If all the personal loan originators are going up, Upstart's going to go up. Well, once again, there's another lender that just couldn't quite put up the same numbers. They couldn't quite find the buyers for these loans. As you can see from SoFi, they have officially passed the amount of originations that Upstart was doing versus SoFi for the first time in history. And SoFi has only been doing this for 5 quarters. So in 5 quarters, SoFi's loan platform business is bigger than Upstart's. That's their entire business. Okay? That's what gives Upstart the way bigger premium. That's what allows investors to get super excited and pump this stock up during COVID to $400+ a share because, they're an AI originator. At the end of the day, SoFi owns the user. They can cross-sell the user to other products, and they can sell more to other institutions. Or if there's no one to buy those loans, if the market ends up drying up, it's a Sahara desert out there for loan originators. What does SoFi do? They house it on the books. They're a fully chartered, nationally recognized bank to the United States, regulated by the OCC, the SEC, and the Fed. Upstart is a technology company, which to their past tense has worked out in their favor for a multiple. But it actually allows them very little flexibility here, because if the amount of loans that other banks and pension funds and insurance companies want going forward dries up, their entire business dries up. And we've seen that happen before. So SoFi benefits during a lowering environment better than Upstart. We're seeing it right now. They benefit in a tightening rate environment. They cross-sell better during any environment. This is, in my opinion, this is not for others to take note of, but whenever I look at these two businesses, if we're looking at stocks in the short term, you can find companies that are growing faster, maybe have a better multiple. But if you're looking long term, you're buying a company for a decade plus, what you need to do is buy the best company. Okay? SoFi has proven, in my opinion, they are the better company. Just my opinion. You can talk about your AI model 18s, AI model 19s, all these different things, all the different regions that you're going to get into, and home loans and auto loans and all of these things. But if no one's buying it, no one gives a shit. Excuse my language. But you need buyers. And Upstart is seemingly not able to find them right now. So once again, I'm so proud of Anthony Noto and team for executing and realizing that this is not just a bullish market that's allowing all lenders to benefit. There's a difference here. There's execution difference, and there is truly already proven there's a flight to quality. I think we're going to see more of that in Q4. All right. And I do apologize about my language. I should never have. Axon frickin' Enterprises. Do you guys know I bought this company today? I'm being a degen these days. I'm buying companies after they're dipping after earnings. Don't follow me into these trades. This is an expensive stock. For a minute there, because I bought around here, for a minute there, I thought I was making some profits. No, we went right back, but at least to some degree, in this very low volume environment, we're finding some type of floor. I think if the market opens up tomorrow, if it opens up tomorrow, that this will continue to fall. I was really hoping for the earnings call to make a large recovery, but it might be one that I have to sit with for a bit. Not like I put a ton of money in anyway, but yeah, Upstart down 15%. The stock's now down at $39.20. Little bit of a bleed from that one as well. SMCI down 9%. AMD down nearly 4%. It's a bloodbath. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, especially actually for BM&R. BM&R is one that, I've advocated for at much higher prices than this, buying, above $50 a share. And it's because Ethereum was much higher. But Ethereum being the only thing that BM&R does. This is why I also want to highlight, like, whenever I notice there's these companies like BM&R that are very speculative, but then people get very nasty whenever it falls, obviously, this fast. It's very hard to stomach. But this is a crypto company. The volatility of crypto is not going to act the same way as your volatility of a Google, Apple, even a SoFi to some degree, right? These are extremely speculative companies, and now you have a leveraged bet, a company that continuously buys a very speculative asset. There's going to be volatility, especially if we're going into some sort of crypto winter or something like this. We could be down for a long time, okay? However, what are the underlying risks? How does BM&R go under? How does something go wrong here? And I can't find it. Worst comes to worst, we end up falling below a 1 MNAV, which we already are. And then at that point, what happens then? Does BM&R start to sell Ethereum to buy back stock? I mean, the amount that they actually pay to stock-based compensation and to keep their 7 employees happy, 7, is not a lot. And if they wanted to begin staking to collect, payment for the holdings that they have, that would easily pay off their employees, and then that would even go to stack on their, to increase their holdings. So in terms of the actual risks of BM&R, I don't see many. I see that it's literally tied with Ethereum. Now, there's 2 ways to watch Ethereum. There's the one way, which is you're looking at the token price and it's going down. You're going, oh my gosh, this is falling. And there's nothing really holding us from continuously falling to 2,200 or something like this. Currently, I think it's at 3,100, 3,250. So already recovering a bit, right? Look at the positive side. We're at 3,250. It literally was not long ago that we were at, look at over the last 5 days. Oh my gosh, it's been brutal. And that's why BM&R is falling. That's the only reason. But what was I going to say? As long as you believe that the other way to look at Ethereum, which is that more companies are putting stablecoins, more countries are putting stablecoins using the Ethereum network, there's more real-world assets being tied onto the Ethereum network. You can follow Robinhood's real trading of tokenized stocks on Ethereum, which are not affected by the price being dropped, right? It's pegged to those stocks that are performing that way. So in essence, B-Dub is right, as he always is. By the way, I didn't give credit enough to B-Dubs. I want to give a little shout out to him really quick. But some days, some weeks, some months, while holding stocks, there's just going to be tough periods. Unexplainable, tough times. There's an entire market. Like there's a very famous Peter Lynch quote that says, the stock doesn't know that you hold it, right? Because you bought something, because you held something, does not mean that that's the reason why it's sinking, okay? There are trillions of dollars flowing through this market each and every day, and the rate at which someone values something as speculative as Ethereum can change very quickly. That doesn't mean that you should panic, okay? If you are panicking, if you're having trouble sleeping with your BM&R position being down this much, you cannot be in this type of position, okay? It's speculative. Don't full port your position. I saw someone on my last stream say that I ruined their life because I like BM&R. Brother, do your own research, okay? Like, I don't know. I'm making free videos online and people are saying that I'm somehow scamming them. Scamming how? I bought it too. I bought more today. Okay, I'm down as much as you. Okay, and so what's it called? If you can't stomach the volatility, you either have too high of a position in your overall portfolio, or like this is not the type of name that you should be playing. There's a lot of money to be made in Google, Amazon, Meta, and at the end of the day, you can sit pretty knowing that you're not making a speculative bet on a company that doesn't have an underlying business. A digital asset treasury is exactly that. They're a treasury. You know, these are speculative plays. I hope that I get it right, but I'm not full porting this. I had hypnotized them. Okay, let's give B-Dubs his quick shout out here. He did not ask me to do this, by the way. During the SoFi earnings, this is how long ago I did not credit him for this, so I apologize. He put in a tweet, or he commented. I think he might have donated or something to make this a memorable comment. But he said that he believed, and SoFi was down 3% at the time, I think 3%, something like that. And PayPal was up 14%. He said, for some reason, I think that SoFi is going to end the day more positive than PayPal. And no one agreed with him. I didn't agree with him. That was quite a gap to close. But if you guys remember back on, I think, October 28th, it did actually come true. And he was right. I think PayPal ended up 3.7% and SoFi ended up about 5.9%. Crazy prediction. Congratulations, brother. Tanner really has to believe in something and already own it before he publicly states that he's buying more and why. This guy does superior. Oh, well, come on. I just bought Axon today and I barely knew the company. And so don't trust B-Dubs. I take everything back. The guy's he's just goofing. You know, sometimes I do DD. Sometimes I like the little, you know, I'm getting in and trading a little bit these days. I bought Meta. I bought Axon. I bought Reddit in these earning seasons, but honestly, extremely small buys. Like I'm buying with slivers of the portfolio. Okay. But yeah, not like I have a lot of money anyway to it's a shoulder shimmy day. Yeah. It's not like I have a lot of money to buy dips anyway. Tanner day trading might have been the top. That might have called it. Isn't that funny? No, I just find that there's been massive swings in these stocks lately. And it's not like that was the first day that I looked into Axon either. I was looking at that business a while ago. Yeah. I'm not actually trading all that much. Anyway. Zeta is the opportunity you need to look at. Wealthmatica. You act like I haven't seen your DMs. You sending me your DD, okay? I saw. I've seen. I've got Davis in my DMs trying to sell me on that name too. I don't actually mind Zeta. I think they're legit. It's definitely not a meme stock. Let's see. AppLovin, I definitely did trade. I got in, and then the SEC probes came out, and then we got out. What did? Yeah. Okay. So let's quickly talk about if we believe that the bull run is over. What is causing that bull run to be over? Was it big tech? Was it CapEx? Was it the idea that ChatGPT is, potentially spending $1.5 trillion? I don't think any of those are the catalyst, right? What I think it might be is that the government has been shut down way too long. And now it looks like people are about to not be laid off, but just sort of not be paid for their work, and they're going to stop showing up, and that's going to slow down travel, and that's going to really start affecting real markets here. And then that is getting people concerned. That's no bueno. Okay. So if that continues on, I can see the market continuing to have fears. But this is why we buy companies that I think are strong in their markets and are not tied to something like this, right? Like SoFi is going to, for the most part, as long as people aren't losing their jobs and not being able to pay back their government employee salaried personal loans, we should be fine. Are people still going to be checking Facebook and going on Google and putting in AI queries to ask all their questions? If that's going to continue to happen, then I'm still very much on the long-term technology shift of AI and crypto. That's why I remain holding BM&R and bought a lot more today. And names like Shopify, which happened in the morning, really great earnings. NVIDIA, all those sort of names. Congratulations, by the way, for Shopify. I'm sure we're probably ended up closing down like the rest of all of the stocks that we ended up seeing, and the stock wasn't reacting to the immediate news of the company. But the fact that the amazing nature of holding on to growth companies like Shopify is you really don't have to underwrite a name like that as often as maybe you would think, and yet they continue to compound at high double-digit growth rates, way faster than what you would potentially be losing to inflation or tariff concerns or any of these things. Like, I just find there are some names that you can just sit so comfortably with. Amazon, I find, is one of those. Google, before ChatGPT, was one of those. Once the actual problem arose, then there was some, changes to people's worries about those businesses. But yeah. Okay. BM&R is almost a buy now. I mean, that is a real question, though. Is that a name that's worth purchasing? We did already talk about Upstart to some degree. I think that it's SoFi is just eating their lunch. Like, I honestly think SoFi is just 5 quarters ago, Q3 2024, they just decided to enter Upstart's business, and they're doing it better already. They've originated more loans than Upstart this quarter, and they got into the business in Q3. And by the way, they're doing it in a segment of the industry that has a less total addressable market than downstream lower income loans. Going back to BM&R, who sold BM&R here? Between the prices of, let's say 48 and below. Who? I want to know. I need names. Sorry, my headphones fell off my table. Palantir and NVIDIA partnership was the top. I mean, if we're looking, it might have been. But I just don't think companies are missing earnings enough. I think it's fine. Thanks for the $5. Appreciate the money. Can't give you a shout out though. Tanner, I bought BMNR yes, today, the last couple of days. I sold 40%. So you're worried about the future of Ethereum, or you think that you can rebuy even lower? I doubled my shares. Got to hold long term. Sold at 42.5 to buy lower. Robinhood, what are your thoughts, please? I'm a big fan of Robinhood. I think that right now, while markets are going down, if they are crazed markets, meaning that it's going down very, very fast, that can actually be very good for Robinhood. It means that, the volume stays extremely high. People are looking to buy dips. Like that's very good. What you don't want, and what really sucks for Robinhood, is this slow descent on the way down. Long recoveries to find, like instead of quick V-shaped recoveries, we're talking long stagnation before a re-entry to find new highs. Like that would suck for Robinhood. But overall, Robinhood remains one of my largest positions. So, yeah, I like the name. NVIDIA crashing. Not prices not seen since 195. Oh, October 28th. Okay, so we're good. Bro, Axon is crashing. Axon's crashing. Okay? The price right now is 559. 559 has not been seen since 559 April 21st, April 22nd. That's a long time in this company of growing, finding new customers, 124% net dollar retention. For real, though, I bought this company. I did a invest, then investigate. Someone needs to slap the CEO for taking so much stock-based compensation. Like, what company at this size is doing 20% of their revenue in stock-based compensation? Like, it's disgusting, and it's climbing. They're not even like trying to get it under control. Axon Enterprises deals with body cams, tasers, VR, drones, like complete technology and hardware for police stations, corrections officers, security guards, all of these things. And they sell the software that goes along with it to monitor those things in real time, to sort of have a control room, all of these things. So there's a good sort of annual recurring revenue to monitor those services. And so those police departments and everything end up buying more and more from Axon because they trust the quality of their products. If you guys have ever watched any of those, like Explore with Us or Midwest Safety or anything, I watch like all of those. Those security cam, body cam stuff, almost always you can see up at the top the model of body cam that it is, and it's almost always Axon body cam 2, body cam 3, body cam 4. So yeah. I sold half my SoFi 10 minutes ago for $29.04. Could buy it back right now and make a few thousand. But he's waiting. This is the thing. People get greedy. They go, no. And I'm not saying you're greedy because, you could be right. Well, I'm not saying you're greedy and wrong. You could be greedy and right. But if you're not, I sold a BMNR put at $40. Feels good to lower the average cost. I bet it does. Okay. Bought BMNR and Intel. You guys created a bunch of BMNR bag holders. Who's you guys? Yeah, I mean, we bought high. Okay. It happens. And this is the first, this guy, the guy that is in chat, has never bought anything before it's gone down. I mean, I've gotten used to it. I do it all the time. But the goal is that you hold through it. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Jared Isaacman got nominated to be the head of NASA. Sorry, I couldn't think about what I was saying there. What do we think about this? Do you guys think this puts negative pressure on Shift 4? He was the chairman. He still is going to be the chairman. He's also remains the largest shareholder of the company. And Trump renominated Jared Isaacman, founder and chairman of Shift 4, to lead NASA. Okay. Yeah. There can't be any more negative pressure. Toast's pressure was pretty good today. Toast ended up showing off earnings, got people very excited. The growth there, honestly, looks very, very good. Margins improving. They're increasing revenue faster than they're adding on new restaurants, which is, that margin ability. Dude, I sold Toast. All right. Well, that's fine. Tanner, you have to check this. Crypto top has reached. Yeah, but what does that mean? If you were to go back in history, okay, you were to be a crypto investor or interested in cryptocurrency over the course of, 2015, 2017, 2019, 2020, 2021, like you can keep going on and on and on. How many times has the top for crypto been called? Okay. So whenever I think, has the utility of crypto topped? Dude, we haven't even had Clarity Act yet. Like only now is the largest government in the world starting to accept cryptocurrency. Japan, Canada, Bhutan, all of these other countries, which is only the start, is now starting to accept cryptocurrency. Like, how is this the top? It doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, imagine the iPhone, like back in 2015, you're like, everyone's got an iPhone. They've topped. Okay, I see. For this cycle, that's fine. But I don't even believe in crypto cycles. I believe in them for Bitcoin because Bitcoin has a reason to have a 4-year cycle. The halving. What reason is there for an Ethereum cycle? Okay, so there's large selling pressure right now, but that does not need to continue. Like, just because we've gotten dragged down this far doesn't mean we're already headed to 2000, or else we would get there a lot faster if it was guaranteed. If crypto's a tech company, they make revenue by more people utilizing the platform. They're going to make more revenue. There's going to be more Ethereum burnt than there is issued, if that's the case. And oh wait, sorry, there was a comment there. There was a Frosty the Snowman here brings up a good point. There was a famous quote by Warren Buffett that said, it might have been Becky Quick that asked him, why don't people, if everyone knows that you're the best investor in the world, why don't they just copy all your trades? Like, they're public. And he said, no one wants to get rich. No one wants to get rich slowly. That's it. But I'm focused on the technology, and I look so dumb Everyone throws it in my face during these cycles. This is not the first time. I've been doing this for over 10 years. During these moments of bloody red days, people go, look, he was wrong. No, I'm just off cycle right now. You know, whenever it's completely green and I've held through all of that mess and I didn't freak out and I didn't panic sell, okay? I only, like, to me, as a net buyer, all of this red and bloody redness is just there to lower my average cost. If instead BM&R was to just sit at $50 this whole time, I wouldn't even have been able to lower my average. So all this is to me is to slightly lower my average, allow me to get into for better entry, build up my positions, which I would do if it was higher or lower, and then prepare for the next cycle, which you also agree with me that that's going to happen. That we're in quote unquote crypto cycles. The market's been in cycles since, humankind. You go all the way back to tulip mania. Okay. Rational exuberance, market crashes, people buy the dip. There wasn't a whole big tulip dip buy, but you get what I mean. These are assets now. We're not just buying NFTs. But I'm not writing covered calls at these prices. No, because I don't know when it's going to turn around. I'll still write it for names like NVIDIA or something like that. Like honestly, we're not even off the top for NVIDIA. It's so funny how high quality, how much high demand there is for NVIDIA, that during this quote unquote large sell-off, we're in extreme fear right now. That's what they're placing it at right now. Extreme fear. And NVIDIA is at 195. Okay. So I'm going to remain calm. You guys can panic. You can say I'm wrong, but I will be here in the next cycle whenever all you guys come out and give me credits and throw your flowers and say that he was so smart to know that the future was going to be bright. I wasn't, dude. I don't know what's going to happen, but I see a chart of the S&P 500 over 100 years, and it goes, there's bumps. For the most part, it goes in one direction. I'm no genius. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that I remain calm. I bet on the United States. It's the easiest playbook in the world. Chill. I blame daylight savings. Yeah. People got an hour of sleep and they realized how much they had bid up Palantir whenever they woke up. They're like, wait, what the heck? What are we doing? I just slept 6 hours today instead of 5, and I can see the world in a new light. Maybe as in, wait, where did that go? No. Whatever this is, I'll wait it out. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, it also could be a big deal. But like, even in the worst case scenarios, legitimately the worst case scenario, and I don't think anything's pointing to this. Like, there was a great financial crisis. The largest banks that store all the people's money in the world ended up crashing. And the United States government went, wait a second, let's restart this game. That would really suck if everyone lost their money. Why don't we just hit reset? Give them +1 on the lifes, and then they just bankrolled the biggest banks in the world. Like, this game is designed to help asset holders. It's like there's the people who print money do not want their assets, because Jerome Powell's got stock. Well, actually, he might not have stocks, but the big elites of the world have stocks too. They don't want it going down that much. This is a game designed to win. I believe tomorrow's my opportunity to start BM&R, as I've been waiting since September. Mohammed, you've had great insight into finding good timing there. Curtis says, add to that BM&R position and some meta while you're at it. Geez, Curtis, thank you, my friend. Let me make sure that I screenshot that. I will. I like those names right now. Those are the dips I'm buying anyway. There's so many potential buys. Yeah, I know. At this point, that's the part that always sucks, is that whenever it's not one company that's falling, like I found, like whenever the whole market was rising and Meta fell 15%, essentially, I'm like, man, it's not the cheapest stock in the world, but versus everything else, what a great deal you can get this for. But then whenever everything drops, you got to be like, oh, now I got to go do DD. Chime's at 18. Chime's just holding. I mean, they crashed before the market did. It might be the new indicator for future losses. I mean, I'm freaking green on this name. Look at this. This is since IPO. Wait. There we go. This is since IPO. It's just gone down. All the reports I'm seeing is that, hey, they're actually going to have a pretty good quarter. They might spend a lot in sales and marketing. I don't know how they've gotten their growth, but website traffic, downloads, and what I'm seeing from other reports is looking very good. So, yeah. Anyway, this stock ended up bottoming the day before November 3rd at 16.18, something like this. And if you were able to buy a chunk of shares back then, you're probably doing all right. Tanner, you completely forgot DLO. What do you mean? I haven't forgot DLO. I'm a shareholder. Chime will have massive tax loss selling in December. I don't. I mean, that you might honestly be right, but I don't like to think of my stocks that way. I just look whenever I think of the price that I'd be willing to pay for that company, and whenever it's lower than that, I feel like buying. I don't do too many of those timing or technicals in that sort of degree. Are you a Grab fan? You should check out my last show on Monday with Amit. I'm a decent fan. I just, I don't know if I'd put it at A minus. I was wrong, by the way. I said that, if I'm not mistaken, it looked to be, you know what? I'm going to stop. I don't need to keep going. He called Grab mid. I didn't say Grab is mid. I said from the quarters that they've produced previously, that looked like a mid one. They've beaten on revenue and EPS a lot. That last quarter was not one of them. So, all right. Am I buying Lulu? Should I be? I have not looked into it, honestly. Okay. Dave to the moon. Honestly, Dave is doing really, really great. And I have not focused in on it nearly enough. But boy, oh boy, have they been killing it. So, yeah, you got to put respect on Dave's name. You know what's funny is I was looking at Earnings Hub, and they put the least amount of respect on Dave's name, so much so that they have the wrong logo that represents that company. They have something like Famous Dave's Farm for Dave stock as their logo. Anyway, Dave always does great. It doesn't always do great, but it has definitely lately been doing very, very good. They beat on revenue by 13.7%, nearly 14%, and EPS by 105%. The estimate was $2.07. They did $4. Oh, wait. No way it was that high. Sorry. This looks wrong. No, sorry. No, they did $4.24. I'm correcting myself based on nothing. Stock is down. Stock is down during the day, 2.3% on the most stunning earnings they've ever seen. And then in after hours, it's falling even more. It is a 5X in the past year. Market selling off. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. QQQ's down 0.8% and the SPY down 0.5%. Yep. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. This is free fall. It's a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. They happen. Okay? This is where you got to stomach up and let's hope. Let's hope that the government comes to some agreement to stop this shutdown. What I'm worried about is what if one side of the political party, not going to say which one, is a little bit loving this because they can sort of pin this and say, hey, that person has done bad. The market crashed under his surveillance, under his supervision. Maybe it's a little, maybe a little intentional. I don't know. For real, I don't do politics. So if I'm fully off base and you guys say I am, I will defer to your judgment. It's just the two longest shutdowns in history are both with the same guy. Like no one, we can't find a middle ground here. Air traffic controllers will cause a resolution. I think that's the hope. Yeah, seriously. I don't think we're going to be able to find. That's so funny. I posted about the Upstart and SoFi loan platform business, and data-driven investing messaged me, said, I had that scheduled for tomorrow. Too bad. I got there. But yeah, geez, we are watching something nasty. Did we hit the bottom? Did the QQQ's bottom? 613. Slight recovery here. Over the past 5 days, this has been bad. If we go ahead and look over the past month, I mean, it puts into context just, how high we've risen. Overall, whenever there are rate cuts, which we've seen in September and October, 2% of the way to, or 2% within the all-time highs, that we usually find higher all-time highs 100% of the time over the next 12 months. So if you are a technicals person, if you're looking historically, it's actually looking pretty positive for you. And yeah. Okay. Red is a beautiful color. It is if you got powder. I mean, if you guys have cash, it's a beautiful color. Yeah. When there's blood in the streets, buy property. That's what they say. But yeah. I wonder if we stay down too long or if we really start to see some real cracks, if names like Robinhood will really be at risk. Because like I said, whenever there's large drops like this, you see the SPY taking these 1% drops. Hood is not facing too big of problems, but this is a leveraged bet on the market. Hood is. Okay. And not only will they face problems based on, the entire market selling off, the S&P 500 selling off, and the S&P 500's a shareholder of Hood, everything like this. But the opposite is, or there's real fundamental hits there as well. Hood is actually benefiting on how positive the market's doing if they can get new retail buyers to buy in. But you're already seeing in names more like BM&R that people are starting to panic. Is Chime up 3%? Oh, no. Sorry, I thought you meant in after hours. Axon down 20.88%. IonQ ended up dropping a ton. First off, they there was a big big news because AMD ended up selling their stock. And I think Google as well, right? People Inc. signs Microsoft AI deal as Google traffic falls to 24%. People Inc., formerly Dot Meredith, has signed an AI licensing deal with Microsoft for a new pay-per-use publisher content marketplace, the company announced during their Q3 earnings call. The company said that its traffic from Google search has dropped to about 24%, down from 60% when it merged in 2021, as Google's AI overviews have reduced the referral traffic and weakened programmatic ad revenue. Despite that decline, People Inc. posted its 8th straight quarter of digital growth, with digital revenue up 9% to $270 million. That's got to suck. But this is why you buy the Mag 7 names. I mean, honestly, they are impervious to these types of changes. It feels like they own the entire marketplace. Okay. Let's see if there's any talk about this bloodbath as well. We'll see. No, there's not. Do you own Hims, Tanner? No, I do not. I don't own any healthcare names. And well, Hims was rocketing up. People said, well, why don't you own this name? Like this is, the most obvious purchase in, freaking humankind. And now there's a lot of concerns and people are worried and they think the management's sketchy and all of these things are, potentially worrying investors about Hims. And, I don't have any of those concerns. I never bought into to begin with. I don't want to buy something that I don't know about. And I definitely do not know about healthcare. It's such a huge industry, super hard to follow. QQQ's finding new lows. Jeez. I think I'm going to be buying a little bit of BM&R again tomorrow. Probably buy some Meta. I'm going to buy the things that are definitely on sale, but I don't want to buy speculative names either. Well, okay, so sorry. No. I don't want to buy companies that I think could legitimately go bankrupt. That's the difference. Clover Health ended up falling 17.9%. BM&R, I honestly still think is, a pretty easy bet on Ethereum. And I think Ethereum's total growth is going up. Chime could go bankrupt. Chime would be one to worry about. Palantir, you will not need to worry about. You might need to worry about the multiple that you pay for Palantir. But the interesting part about artificial intelligence and technology is that whenever companies are suffering the most and they're worried about layoffs and different customers and government revenue suffering, maybe Palantir might suffer in that sort of degree, government revenue. But overall, usually they look to get to better tech, better technology, or better technology, better software, saving costs. That's why I think, NVIDIA is going to do very well. Palantir is going to do very well. These sort of things. Can Shift4 go bankrupt? Yes. The problem is they are going to benefit based on the strength of the consumer. If there's anything lacking there, that could hurt them based on total spend. But they are going fully global now, which does reduce the risk of just the US consumer if you're starting to get Europe and Asia and Africa and all of these different payments as well. It's slow, but it's starting. Buy Meta, sleep, win. I honestly, I think that is a real strategy these days. Dave's up 17%. Yeah. Look at that candle. But yes. Wow. Finding new lows right now. Okay, never mind. I was listening to CNBC there for a second. I'm back. What did I miss? The market's just finding new lows. We're really getting concerned here. I'm going to take a look, see if there's any new articles that are potentially spooking people about shutdowns. Yeah. Some people are blaming Palantir. Seeing here that if the most exuberant name in the market is declining, could this show that people are not going to put up with those types of those high multiples? After 7 consecutive months of gains, the longest stretch in 8 years, a pullback may simply reflect natural market rotation or profit taking. Let's see what else here. AI stocks were masking broader market struggles this earnings season. Wall Street needs to see more than simple bottom line earnings beats, given things are not off record levels. And one last thing. And there were some definite disappointments last week across industries. The market is priced for perfection, and I mean perfection. And there's a little bit of disjointed existence there. And of course, the things that make up for it is artificial intelligence. Well, buy AI then. I don't know what to tell you. You don't have to be in all these names that are priced to perfection. Go out and buy more Meta and NVIDIA. And says who? Says Mizuho's O'Regan, a Wall Street reporter. Let me get their full name so I don't look like a mean person to this individual. Daniel O'Regan, sorry. Mizuho analyst. A broader de-risking trend that could trigger forced selling across speculative assets. That would lump in crypto for sure. That's one of the largest Barron's articles right now. Finding new lows once again. Going to be down almost 1% in the NASDAQ. Oklo, I mean, yeah, if you're talking speculative names, Oklo down 3%. What's another one? IonQ, Rigetti. Some of these names, yeah, down 11%, down 8%, down 10% in after hours or in 24-hour markets, down 4%, 4.8%, 3%. Palantir down 4%. This is crazy. This is after Palantir dropped 8% on the best earnings they've ever seen. They dropped another 4%. Okay, what are the names like here? I'm going to stop breaking my neck. My screen's all the way up there, but let's go through the markets here for a quick second. Okay. Let's take a look at the Googs, down 1.4%, 274. It's so funny because I'm like, oh my God, 274. It's 274. We were buying this at 160. Let's see. Hood's another speculative name, down 2.7%. Chime doing better than the NASDAQ right now on zero volume, but still got to shout it out. SoFi down 2.4%. I mean, it's nasty. 2866. Let's go through the Mag 7s. Amazon down 1.4%. NVIDIA is down 2.5% now. Meta Apple, I assume this one's not going to be down. Yeah, yeah. This for a Mag 7 name, Apple is a value stock. I mean, honestly, nothing pushes this name. Look at all this red and Apple's green today. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. In fact, let's check Costco. Okay, up. Let's check Walmart. Up. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, people are de-risking. People are de-risking for sure. Crazy, man. Crazy. To me, like, go look at Costco's multiple of earnings. It's more, people are pricing it like it's some insane growth company versus names like Meta, Google, Amazon, all these names that are down, single digit percentages. It's so expensive, yet it still gets a premium during these rotations to more value plays. What's the safest Mag 7 after Apple? I don't know. That's probably up for debate. I think a lot of people would have said, a little while ago, Google. It's hard because you kind of want to say Nvidia because it's a $5 trillion business, but it's also hard to say Nvidia. Maybe Amazon, and like, who knows? But then, AWS didn't do very well last quarter. They saw a decent drop. It could be Amazon. They're an e-commerce player, cloud player. They're pretty diversified worldwide. Yeah, probably Amazon. Oh my gosh, yes. Someone said Microsoft. Yeah, of course it's Microsoft. Of course it's Microsoft. Microsoft. Bang. Definitely down less than Amazon, Google, and Nvidia. Okay. Costco is an impenetrable fortress that demands a premium. Of course it demands a premium. For a company that's growing, what was it? 9% or something. They've gotten a premium at $400. At $400, that's a great premium for being a good value company. At what point, can we justify a $2,000 price on Costco and just be like, of course, a name that has that's a fortress that's going to last forever deserves 100 times PE? Like, at what point is it crazy? I think that there's still levels to it. I don't think you could just say that something deserves a premium. Okay, the bloodbath continues as we reach 1%. We are now officially down 1% in the triple Qs. Holy shoot. I've already used up my one cuss word today. Can't do it. If we get down to 1.5%, you guys earned yourself another cuss word. Don't start selling, by the way, just because I rewarded you guys. Geesh, this is brutal. Now what? Well, this is going to test your patience of two things. One, do you buy the dip or do you wait for more? Is this something that you think is going to happen over weeks? I think this probably ends. This is just my assumption, and I'm no macro player, anything like this. There's a really funny statement from Peter Lynch that says, if you spend 13 minutes, studying the macro, you've wasted 11 minutes. So, I'm not a student of macro. I focus on individual companies. So things like this is buying opportunities for me. If I were to imagine the government shutdown ends and things return back to normal, I think that we start to go green. I don't know if we immediately hit all-time highs again. We close this large gap, but we probably stop the bleeding. It would be a tourniquet on this market. Okay. However, if it continues to stay shut down and, things get worse and air traffic controllers stop working and that slows down travel and people really start to get worried about, government jobs not being funded, consumers getting worse. Oh my gosh. Look at these red candles. Palantir's 181. 181. Some part of me does want, a large sell-off so then I can buy into these great companies that valuations that I haven't seen in forever. It's been a while since you've been able to buy companies and just be like, oh, this is going to be a 6x. If I wait long enough, this company is going to 6x. Calling for a 6x on Palantir at a $500 billion valuations, calling for a $3 trillion business. You're in the hands of, a few businesses in the entire world at that point. I want under 170 for Palantir. Shutdown won't end anytime soon. I don't know if it's going to be as long as people are suggesting. I think that it's almost like a hot hand fallacy. The longer that it's happened, people are like, oh, yeah, it's going to go indefinitely. No, I don't really believe that. I think it will end sooner rather than later. And yeah. The overnight does not have any volume, but markets are still bleeding. Okay. They're talking AMD on CNBC right now. I think Dems might be waiting for the elections tonight to pass before they come to the table. So I have not been as someone who is not even in America. I've not been following it as close. How does the process work? Is this something that at what time is it? When do we know the results? Okay. It's complicated. Sounds like you don't know the answer. They'll vote again tomorrow? What do you mean? Oh, maybe it is complicated. Probably tonight or tomorrow morning. Most people only really care about the New York mayor election, though. Whenever they count the votes. So everyone's already voted. It's all done. Bubbles in the tub. I honestly think this sell-off is largely related to the election night. We'll know somewhere between now and tomorrow morning. Once the results are called in New York and New Jersey, that's the bottom. By then, SoFi. I will buy SoFi. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But does it depend on the person, or is it just the uncertainty? If Mamdani ends up getting elected, is that going to be worse for markets? I mean, New York is a financial capital of the world. Is that going to change anything? Or I guess I've never really thought about it. I only really thought it affected New Yorkers. Do you guys think that it does affect as you guys know, I'm not a New York resident. I've not been following his policies all that much. No, it changes nothing. That's my understanding. At least that's the way I went into it. Tanner, what brokerage do you use? I use a mix of Wealthsimple and then a little bit of the TD Waterhouse, just in case there's certain product or security that I can't get on Wealthsimple. But that's been closing. I don't need to use it as much. That's a Canadian thing, by the way. SoFi looks nice at 25. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. That's still a decent ways away from here. I mean, I think whenever people see red, they just think it's going to continuously fall and fall and fall. I think by the time we get to 25, And if we do, and we continuously see red candles all the way to SoFi getting to 25, you guys won't even buy at 25 because you'll be calling for 20. You know? Yeah, exactly, Matt. 24 looks a little nicer. Like, that's the problem. It's when do you buy? And so I want to, on the stocks that I am following, I'm going to try to nibble a little bit all the way down. That's it. That's the issue I have with cash secured puts. $50 looked great for BM&R last week. I mean, yeah. Jeez. Okay. Is the day, wait, sorry, I missed that. Is the day of commission free, in the day of commission free brokers, why not DCA buy? No, 100%. Dude, that's opened up a complete new way to get into stocks. You can just buy, you can just nibble. And your fee structure is no different than when, before, whenever I started, you'd have to actually put in a sizable position at least that way fees are not a real percentage of your purchases. The smaller retail investor that you are, the trading fees would rack up. Now you can buy one of each stock. You can create a diversified portfolio, with $1,000. Beat Up says buy PSFE. Turnaround starts next week. Ultra deep value play. I'm pretty sure this is in my portfolio, not my my own portfolio, but the community portfolio. But let's see here. Oh, PaySafe. Yeah. Jeez. Isn't this sort of looked at as a little bit of a meme stock? Beat Ups. Yeah. Also, I love you. You've been around forever. I love the donation. But you're breaking the rules, dude. This is a $600 million company. $600 million. Are you asking for preferential treatment as a mod / member / been around here since I had 1,000 subs? I could probably do you that favor, but there are rules. Of course there are rules. You got to check down below in the community portfolio. It's got to be at least $1 billion. Yeah. It'll get back to over $1 billion in a few weeks. That's what all the people, every single person who's told me to buy a company under $1 billion, and I say it's not over $1 billion, they say it will be soon. Every single time. QQQ's new low. Oh gosh, I think you guys are going to get that swear word. 1.1. Here I was thinking we were starting to recover here. Another fake out. You should do a microcap hour. Guys, I wouldn't even have one name, not a single name to put in that list of names to talk about in microcaps. Not my biggest position is a $5 trillion business. You think I'm looking at microcaps? I think I was going to say a swear word. I got to think of how else I'm going to. My silly self, how about that? Thinks there's more opportunity in a $5 trillion business than there is in the $600 million business. Clearly, we're not talking about risk here, but yeah. Tanner's channel has the same rules as Biggie's 10 crack commandments. I don't even know how that never sell no crack where you rest at. That's what these are rules that I have to follow by in the future investing channel. If I want to sell them an ounce, I have to tell them to bounce. That's what you guys want me to do here. Okay. BM&R is on sale at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have an exclusive promo offer on BMNR at 9 p.m. You get shares of BMNR at $39.20. Come now. That's funny. Man, I wish we could do option stuff after hours. I would put 100% of my money saying it's coming. Not only that, I think Robinhood just announced, what is it? Index options for 24-hour markets. You don't think for individual equities that's coming? I think it will. Did I get muted by Mod? Nope. Let's see. Great. Another way to lose money. For Robinhood, it's a way to gain money. Here's the thing. Okay. This is what I don't understand. You're an adult. Okay. You say, great, another way to lose money. If you know that, don't do it. Don't, don't worry. Tanner, I can't donate. Also, don't worry. I'm good, brother. I'm here to look at the market. You need your money. Keep your money. Look at the market. Okay. The QQQ is down to $612.95. You're trying to give me money? Give Meta some money or something. Tanner, if government shutdown is over, will market go up? I would like to think it would. We don't need to be adults. Tanner tells us what to buy. Don't do that. The app doesn't let me donate. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe you've been given money too much. Mamdani's about to win. Is there a way for me to follow it in live time? Almost like you can with federal elections? Is that something that we can do? Do I have any more coffee? The answer is now no. Mamdani is at a 94% chance of winning. I've lost all hopes. Take my last tenner. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Mamdani's at a 94% chance of winning. Let's see if we can. Is there a live? Is there a live reaction to this market? No. Not really. Sorry, this is all I'm looking at, but I can't see like 6-hour charts or something like this. Oh, sorry. Should have warned you guys. Flashbang. Yeah. Oh. Squawk Box Asia is on right now. No, I don't want to watch that. They're all talking about Tesla's pay package, which I very much think is going through, by the way, now officially. So that'll be another interesting one. Let's take a look at where Tesla's share price is tonight. down 1.77%, starting to turn green here. Well, at least reversing course a little bit just recently. Can't the same can't be quite said about the QQQs, the SPY finding new lows, maybe a slight few green candles, but it still looks pretty grim right now. I still can't believe Axon. You guys got to let me know what your real opinions of this name is. Is it just priced to absolute perfection and that, you know, they're going to need to make a lot more quarters of this type of growth to justify this valuation? I mean, this is a 20% haircut. Tomorrow, whenever the market opens, especially with the red QQQs that we're going to see today, I mean, honestly, maybe I bought a little too early. But this is a $567 stock right now. Maybe I should sell my shares. I would be ever so slightly in the green as of this price and then buy tomorrow morning. Because I do want this stock if it's going to take a 20% haircut, but maybe tomorrow it's going to have a 25, 30% haircut. Maybe this is a almost, a similar move to what the trade desk did. You know, an absolute bloodbath over the next 6 days. Mamdani at 98 cents. Did it just change? I see 95 cents. Still, that did rise. Andrew Cuomo at a 6% chance. Doesn't that mean that he's won? You know, isn't this what happened last time? My understanding is that a lot of the money that actually came in for Mamdani was or betting on Mamdani winning was actually outside of New York. And a lot of the people that were betting on Mamdani to win, Cuomo to win, was actually in New York. New York polls close in 12 minutes. But we won't know in 12 minutes, right? Mamdani is 98 cents on hood prediction markets. I mean, that's got to guarantee that he wins, right? Like, that's a lot of money. What's the volume on this? $102 million? That's more than the freaking baseball game was. Oh my gosh. This is more than professional sports. I was not tracking it like this. Honestly. 102 million. So tell me, guys, you guys are on Robinhood right now. What does the number say on Robinhood? Let me know. Sir, this is a casino. Please educate me. What happens if Mamdani won the election? Well, I mean, it's looking like he's going to. People are betting real dollars. You can see the string of real dollars. I mean, this is not some poll where they say, oh, you know, Hillary Clinton's going to win, 95% chance, and then she gets steamrolled. I mean, like, this is people putting their money towards it saying, no. I'm going to bet 96 cents because I want to win 4 cents. The return odds here are terrible. Terrible. I'm going to put up 96 cents to win 4 cents. And I'm going to do that because I think that it's almost a guarantee. Call she stream. Yeah. I do think that Polymark is at 98%. 96%. I do think that there is some sort of arbitrage plays that will be created. Maybe a platform where you put... All right. Somebody who's a serial founder in the chat. There's 1,100 people. Some of you guys are successful business owners. Let me know if this is a good idea. You guys can have the idea. But whenever you want to raise some money, you come to me first. Okay? I want to be in the seed round. But you guys can do the work. Across prediction markets, your company, you can even call it an AI business, You fund that company, and then they go to all of the Poly Markets, Kalshis, MGMs, the Robin Hoods, whatever, and they arbitrage the best prices, and then they put the money towards the one that's cheapest for the predictions that have the exact same outcome. And then as the odds change, it just, fluctuates out. And then you can create algos eventually that if there is more than a 1 cent difference, then it's worth it to sell out of that or 2 cent difference. Then it's worth it to sell out of that one and then buy the other one. And then you can almost have like algorithmic trading on prediction markets. Tell me, is that a good idea or no? Let me know. Did I think of something cool? Yeah, that already happens. Okay, well, then that's how I know that it's a good idea. It already exists. The markets are still down 1%. S&P 500 down 0.66%. I saw people on X doing it. Yeah, but if they were doing it solo, or were they running some? Yeah, the problem with running a business is then you eat into the take rate as well, because I don't know. Who knows? Trump's going to cut off funding to New York. I mean, it does seem like that. Mamdani now on Kalshi, 97%. People are putting in thousands of dollars right now. Thousands of dollars. Saying, hey, I want to win 3 cents right now. Invisible found out how to donate. He says, what do you think about Soundhound? I don't really think about them too often. I worry because their business is essentially built, my understanding of their business is built of APIs of existing, AI, like existing LLMs that a Gemini, especially OpenAI, because they do want to get into many of these different applications, that they're just going to be able to create what Soundhound already does. Learn a menu, create an application, allow to create a drive-through voice and actually be able to make an agentic process that whenever someone asks for this sort of thing, that it actually puts it into the code. I mean, we're probably like 18 months away from that happening, being designed natively on ChatGPT. Paul, no more patents. Don't say patents again. You always say patents. Patents don't mean shit. ChatGPT will just do it a different way, that this company that was utilizing their product in the first place then created patents around using OpenAI's API. Bro. You always say patents. I don't care about patents. Like, for real, ChatGPT is one of the most profitable companies in the world. It's legit a non-profit. Do you think they care about the rules? They just steamroll over them. Gemini's text-to-speech has lower latency and sounds more human than Soundhound, in my opinion, based on Taco Bell. I mean, okay, let's see. Are we even going to know the answer for this Mamdani thing in 6 minutes? Has anyone even told me this? Where are we even following this? Sorry, I'm not tied into the local political game of New York. Yeah, I'm surprised that the rates are just so unbelievably high. 97% chance. People are putting in $1 to get 3 cents back. Or sorry, $1 and 3 cents back. And we're not even going to know. No, we almost certainly won't know for a while, probably middle of the night or tomorrow morning. I don't think any ballots were officially counted yet. Is he a Dem or a Republican? My understanding is he makes Dems look like Republicans. Yeah. I bought lots of shares. Now down 8%. By the way, I'm not allowed by the app to give you $10 and above. My freedom is eroding. What? That is weird. Anyway, you seriously, I'll read your comments, bro. It's okay. You don't need to give me $5 a comment. It's a sucker's bet. Someone probably knows that Cuomo is going to, where did that comment go? It just scrolled away from me. Is going to win and it's about to bet everything. I don't know about that. There's a lot of real money going into Mamdani winning here. Communist. He wants to defund the police in favor of community responders, make buses free, and have the city run the grocery stores. I did hear a lot of those things. I don't think he would call himself a communist, but I definitely have heard the government run grocery stores, the defunding the police, and the free buses. I wonder, maybe that's why Axon is down 20%. If Mamdani gets in, it's not going to be good for the very expensive software that Axon Enterprises sells. He worked in Cuba? Now you're lying. Is that true? He calls himself a democratic socialist. Understood. Okay. Let's take bets on yeah, you guys can place your bets right here. I don't mind playing being the casino. You know, I'll be the escrow account. You guys can play. 97% for Mamdani. Andrew Cuomo at 3%. Wow, man. I mean, it might be worth put a couple bucks into Cuomo. I mean, I like a nice 30x. He wants New York to be like Canada. Hey, bro, I live here. Chill. Tanner, is your batting record still perfect? No. Nope, it's not. I think we lost on either our third or our fourth game. I forget. I think it was fifth game. Or sorry, not third or fourth or fifth. I think it was fifth game. I think we got four in a row. And then it was that dang Steelers game we got wrong. New York City polls are now closed. Here we go. Isn't Canada just up the road? I mean, that's one way to say it. It's a long road, but yeah, I guess you could say it's just up the road from New York. Yeah. He wants to freeze rents and add a $30 minimum wage. I honestly, okay, for real, this comes from an uneducated perspective. I've never, ever understood raising minimum wage. I mean, I understand it from the perspective of, hey, things are expensive and we want them to be more affordable. This now gives people more money. But every time I see minimum wage end up getting raised, just the food around you goes up. The rent ends up going up, right? Maybe if you freeze rents, but you're not going to, what are you going to freeze McDonald's pricing? You're going to freeze Walmart's pricing? Like it all, I just find it always just adjusts to the minimum wage. When has it ever worked? Minimum wage is why my big, yeah, I mean, that's how I've understood it. Raising minimum wage just kills businesses and then jobs and then inflation goes. I mean, yeah, like what was it, the chicken or the egg that came first of going off the McDonald's Big Macs conversations? Like, did the raising minimum wage bring up the burgers and then so, or maybe those self-checking kiosks or whatever, like the screens that you could just punch out, is that the answer to raising minimum wage? Is that better for those people that were struggling to pay their bills? Is potentially no job at all or harder to like really young people right now have the highest unemployment, which is usually the case, but it's even rising for that demographic. I don't know. It's the basic, there's a basic questionnaire where they're like, is minimum wage good or not? And then Trump goes, all right, you passed. All right, you seem pretty conservative. And I don't even like the word conservative. I just find them I think very much or more right-wing for economic purposes, less social purposes and stuff like this. But yeah. That's so inaccurate. The costs of goods have increased significantly while wages have stayed stagnant. All right. Like I said I don't know. Well, GG New York. Well, what happened? I'm seeing still a 97% chance of Mamdani winning. But how will we know? And why elections? Last updated results from 1 minute ago. Is this real in real time? Okay, wait, chill. Polls have closed and the results are starting to come in. Mamdani already has 51.5% of the vote, 422,000 votes. CNN has it in real time. Okay. Am I allowed to broadcast CNN on here? I don't know if I am. I don't think I am. But if their website does, I might be able to bring that up. Yeah, it's the same as the other ones as well. Okay, wait. Holy. After a commanding and shocking win in the Democratic Party, Mamdani is running to become the mayor of the nation's largest city. 51.5%, 422,000 votes. Andrew Cuomo, though, I mean, for those betting 4%, oh my gosh, it's Mamdani's taking an even higher lead now. What was that 2% chance of winning on Kalshi? Mirroring. Wait until they learn that the mayor literally has. Oh, well. All right, cool. Well, you guys get to literally watch me learn, local, a mayor election, mayoral race for New York City in a country that I'm not a part of. But a lot of my assets are tied up with you guys. US dollars, baby. We stay strong. Tom Lee's a fraud. I don't think so. I think Ethereum's falling. And he does not have enough Ethereum to decide that. I can't wait for Tanner to move to the States. I honestly don't even know how I'm going to get there. They don't vote in Canada. No, I've just not been a big political guy. I like markets. CNN is now projecting that Mamdani has won. I'm still seeing the same 422,000, but yeah, the polls closed at 9 p.m. Very, very cool. Very cool. Let's give a call and see if some Americans are happy. We got to make sure the Americans are happy.
Tanner, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm live.
So am I.
Oh, well, there you go. It looks like Mamdani might be your mayor.
You must be watching my stream because we were just talking about it. Only 36% of the votes are in.
CNN just predicted that he's going to win. So
he very well may. And the thing I'm looking at, he's got 52% and Cuomo's got 40%, and there's 36% counted. So still anybody's match. But everybody wants you to come on. What time you ending your stream?
I don't know. Whenever New York City has a mayor.
Oh, so you're going to be going all night?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm looking at the bloodbath that the market's having here. I mean, we're down 1%. Well, recovering a little bit. We're talking some Palantir. We're talking some SoFi. We're talking all sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean, I just went over Palantir and went over BMNR. Now I'm doing listener questions.
There you go.
I'll call you in a little bit.
Cool, man.
Later.
Bye. He must be watching Fox. It's anyone's game. We still got time. That is a resident of New York City. He's going to hold out all the way till the last vote. But it does not look doesn't look great right now. Bitcoin's up from 98,000 to 110,000. Well, I mean, there's definitely recovery. It did look like we bottomed here tonight. We're seeing, not Costco, let's see. Apple didn't really fall, so it's not seeing much recovery. Meta, Nvidia, Amazon, SoFi see a similar bounce? Yeah, SoFi's recovering a little bit. You know, if you wanted SoFi at 25, I mean, you might get it tomorrow. We're essentially running on no volume here, but I mean, actually decent volume. These are millions and millions of shares. Oh, no. Never mind. No, that's millions of shares. Yeah, never mind. We're not running on millions of shares. Sorry, I was so zoomed in, it was showing me thousands. I'm not used to seeing thousands. Palantir's recovering here, 187. I was like, wow, we're really getting a lot of traffic here. Not 110, 101. I was gonna say, I was like, man, 98 to 110, that is a big move. But yeah. Looks like the Mamdani potential win is making the markets recover. Yeah, who knows? Shopify 160 down nearly 7% today. Even some of your best names can be, severe bloodbaths. It's all about the patience, right? Okay, we actually have some news that we didn't end up getting through. So let's continue on with that. Galileo ended up announcing, this is for SoFi stock, then we'll get back into the markets. They recently announced that Southwest Airlines is now offering a debit rewards card. Now, United Airlines is now offering a mileage plus debit rewards card. Okay. Earn miles while spending and saving. Guys, these are huge brands. Southwest, United, these weren't just rumors. These are actually, very, very true. And unlike other names like what we're seeing, by the way, Mamdani, 99% chance of winning. Look at Steve holding out hope, saying, no. You know what? We still got a little bit to go. Mamdani is a 99% chance of winning. Curtis Sliwa, is that how you say it? Has a higher chance of winning than Cuomo right now. They're flipping. So bet the 1%. I mean, he really should. He really should. If he wants to make a killing. Yeah. That's just the bet, not a real chance of winning. Well, it depends on how you think about it. Whenever people are betting real world dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, these are not just anyone's money, right? The way that prediction markets should be looked at a little bit, and what we've seen historically, is that people are making really educated guesses. Doesn't guarantee the win, but whenever you start seeing odds that are higher than 90+%, the need for them to take that bet, to bet 99 cents to win 1 cent, is a ridiculous bet to make unless you're 100% confident, right? And so prediction markets is just a bet. But whenever it's this far along, it shows me that people that know a lot more about this industry than I do, the political industry, that they probably have a little bit more insight into what's going on than what maybe CNN or something like this is just saying. Like any of those companies can poll and say, hey, you know what? We've seen, like I said with the Hillary example, like, oh, Hillary has a 95% chance of winning or 97% chance or whatever it was. And like Trump had like a 5% chance of winning and then he actually won. Essentially, people said, going backwards, they said if the prediction markets were there, it would have actually shown a real representation of what voters were going to do because, well, they're betting real money on it. You can tell someone what you're going to do, but what you bet is going to be completely different. So in the last election, they actually said that Trump had a higher chance of winning, and then he did, but the polls were not showing that. And there was this very famous French gambler. I think he put something like, do you guys remember? I think it was like 40 million or something on the Trump election, or maybe he made 40 million. And he went around not asking what people were voting for, because a lot of people were not being honest about voting for Trump, but he asked instead, who would your neighbor vote for? And then that told the truth, or according to this French trader at the time. We had prediction markets back then. Well, they weren't popular. Okay. And the QQQs are slipping again. Hopefully we don't hit a new bottom here. We're still down over 1%. This is an entire market. This is the NASDAQ. We're down 1%. Imagine being like, oh yeah, the entire United States or the growth prospects of the United States, the tech companies, they're less or they're worth 1% less than they were yesterday or when the markets closed. That's crazy. Cuomo's gaining. Not in the prediction markets, but in the actual live count. Mamdani has 50.2%, Cuomo at 40.8%. It would be I don't know. Yet Cuomo has less than 1% chance of winning right now. I must be in the wrong stocks. I'm down 8%. Well, with the markets, you also get a lot of those what do you call it? Just value stocks, much safer names. Regardless if Cuomo or Mamdani wins, like Costco's going to be fine. I mean, maybe not. Maybe government-run grocery stores is not good for Costco. Yeah, it's who they think will win is the latter. It's correct. Buy calls on Miami. Yeah. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. If you think that billionaires and large large financial companies that are based in New York, I mean, Miami's becoming a big tech and financial hub. You think it wouldn't have happened in California, and then we watched it happen. There was a population decrease in California. We could see something in New York as well. Where is SoFi based? Two different places. I think it's I think they have a headquarters for Galileo in Utah, and then California is for SoFi. If Mamdani taxes gambling at 99%, he may not be so bad. To each his own, I guess. There is no population decrease in California. Don't spread false rumors. It literally happened after what was it? Not just the lockdowns, but the other thing that happened in 2021 and 22. There was population decrease, and we ended up seeing a mass population increase in Florida, Texas, and I think there was one other place. Might have been Nevada, something like that. Yeah, it was like actual percentage points of decrease. sounds like Fox. I'm not even being political. I'm not even saying that one of these things is good or bad. You can tell in California, there's still tons of people. Oh no, I'm not suggesting that like California is a deserted place or whatever. Like, I honestly think California will be a great place to live for a long time, just because like you can't change the weather situation, and California has always had the best weather, so people are always going to migrate over there. I don't think that there's some max exodus away from California. That's not what I'm suggesting. I just think, rich people don't like to pay high taxes. I don't think that's a controversial statement, even. Mamdani's at a 99% chance of winning. I don't know if there's much hope left to hold out for. This usually, anytime I've ever seen a call sheet betting app, anytime it's gotten above 98%, how many times has the 2% won that bet? Because it's less than 2% of the time. Like, it's a low percent. Let's see. Weather or high taxes? I think if you have enough money, you can pay high taxes for good weather. Hard to recreate weather. What am I buying now? Tomorrow, I'm probably going to continue my little DCA into, all the names that I've been buying recently. So probably a little bit of Chime, a little bit of DLO, a little bit of BM&R. BM&R under 40, I think I just have to buy out of principle. I don't think I'm going to be buying Google or Amazon or Nvidia. I just have such big positions in them, and these dips are not big enough. I don't know. We'll see where Axon ends up tomorrow. If it continues to just free fall at down 35+%, like I might end up getting into it. Mamdani might end up crashing this stock if people think he's going to defund the police and stuff. Who knows? I think he's been back and forth on that, right? I don't want to put words in his mouth. I saw a comment say that, but I'm pretty sure he also said he was not going to defund the police. I definitely do not follow it close enough to be any voice of authority on this name. Is Meta not a good deal, Tanner? No, I like Meta. He addressed that, and what did he say? He's been flip-flopping on it. He's only said it previously. He doesn't believe it now. All right. No, I'm not here to put words in his mouth. Like, okay, so for the people that originally showed up, if you guys are SoFi fans, check out this. Boom. Upstart total originations versus SoFi's loan platform originations, which is essentially their brand new product that they started 5 quarters ago that does what Upstart does, that has just overtaken the total amount of originations. How crazy is this? SoFi is doing what Upstart does, and they're doing it better than them in 1 year. Crazy. In 1 year. Higher FICOs, higher income. I think there's a real flight to safety, is what Noto said. I do believe that's what we're actually seeing here. But ladies and gentlemen, it is officially, or I mean, it's not even, but I'm done anyway. It's essentially been 2 hours. I really do appreciate you guys being here for this long. I want to say thank you. But until next time, bye for now.